What are the post-Cold War challenges for civilian protection? Imagine a world where conflicts no longer follow clear borders or traditional armies. Since the Cold War ended, the way wars are fought has changed a lot, making it harder to keep civilians safe. This shift has created new hurdles for international laws designed to protect innocent people during war. One big change is that conflicts now often involve irregular armed groups and non-state actors. Instead of clear battles between countries, we see internal civil wars and insurgencies. These groups often hide among civilians or target them intentionally, blurring the line between fighters and non-fighters. This makes it difficult for laws to tell who can be targeted and who should be protected. Another challenge is how some parties interpret the rules of war. They sometimes expand what counts as a military target or justify attacking civilian infrastructure like hospitals and schools. This weakens the core idea that civilians and their homes should be off-limits during conflict. When essential services are seen as military assets, civilians face greater risks. The idea of proportionality also becomes more flexible. Some states interpret the rules to accept higher civilian casualties if they believe the military advantage is worth it. This can lead to more harm to civilians and less regard for the long-term effects of violence. It makes it harder to hold parties accountable for unnecessary suffering. Access for humanitarian aid is another big issue. In many conflicts, aid workers face restrictions or even attacks. Parties may block or delay aid, claiming it could be used by enemies, which leaves civilians without vital supplies like food, water, and medicine. This makes it harder for humanitarian organizations to do their work and protect vulnerable populations. Enforcement of international laws is often weak after the Cold War. Violations happen frequently, and there are limited consequences. Without strong accountability, parties may ignore rules that protect civilians, leading to more suffering and impunity. This weak enforcement discourages respect for the laws meant to keep civilians safe. Peacekeeping missions also face difficulties. They often operate in unstable environments with unclear mandates and limited resources. Protecting civilians requires cooperation from all sides, but political disagreements and limited capacity can hinder these efforts. Ensuring safety beyond the presence of peacekeepers remains a tough challenge. Finally, modern technology and information issues add new layers of complexity. Misinformation and cyber threats can spread false or harmful information, making it harder to identify threats or deliver aid. Damage to infrastructure and the need for quick repairs also complicate efforts to keep civilians safe during ongoing conflicts. Addressing these challenges requires clear rules, better accountability, and stronger cooperation. Improving access for aid workers, clarifying what counts as protected persons and objects, and supporting peacekeeping efforts are all steps forward. The goal is to adapt international humanitarian law to the realities of today's conflicts, making sure civilians are protected no matter how wars evolve.